Welcome back, boys and girls. I'm Mr. Albrecht, and this is Skills Unit 2, Lesson 10. So grab your individual code charts, because we're going to be using those today. But today I want you to grab a blue crayon. Blue crayon. We'll find out what that's going to stand for in just a little bit. Grab your readers' bedtime tales and have those available to you as well. All right, so our learning targets today are going to be I can read words with the ER spelling, and I can partner read the story, How the Hedgehog Tricked the Hare. I'm going to be your partner a little bit at the beginning, and then you're going to finish it at home, maybe with somebody around your house. But first, let's look at some more tricky words. These are those tricky words that sometimes we just have to memorize. They don't play by the rules. So sometimes we just have to look at them and say, okay, I'm going to put this one in my head, and I'm going to practice this word so that I get the spelling down. First one is their. Their favorite sport is golf. So what's tricky about this word? Well, I look at it and I think, I hear the TH, right? I hear the R at the end because I hear a R, but this EI in the middle is giving us more of an eh sound. So I have the word there. Can you hear it? If you sound it out kind of slowly, you can hear that eh sound in there. You just have to remember this time it's made by that EI combination, which does not follow the rule. What about this one? Tricky word, they. They watch football every Sunday. They. Well, again, I hear the sound at the beginning, but it's this double letter combination here, this EY, that's making an A sound instead of a eh and y, okay? Which we might think of those words, those letters making that sound. In this case, the EY is making an A, as in they. So those are some tricky words we got to keep in our minds. We're going to practice this spelling, Can you say that? Everybody go, This is the ER. And by itself, the letter R is a spelling for that consonant sound that we sometimes say but it's r, right? So we kind of hear that, and it can mingle with certain vowel sounds, creating that unique sound. And you're going to find out as we go through the next few lessons, this or that R can really combine with other vowels to change them up. All right, so grab your individual code charts, get that blue crayon ready, blue crayon, and find page 10. And while you're doing that, I'm going to show you my spelling card here. My spelling card shows me ER, pretty big power bar, right? Because we do see ER quite often in words. Our keyword here is her. Pretty easy, right? And So we know that sound is in that word, her. All right, so grab those blue crayons, and we're going to color in around the edge. But notice before you do on your page 10 that our power bar is pretty big, right? We hear or see the ER in words like our keyword, her, and we hear that ER, and that ER is coming together. We're using blue because we have a vowel and a consonant, and so we're able to make a different vowel sound altogether. So we got to keep that in mind. All right. Individual code chart, page 10, blue crayon, find We look down, we see this combination, and then we look again. Oh, there it is, right in the middle. So we're going to take our blue crayon, and we're going to color right around the edge. Fill that in. That power bar is pretty wide, and you'll notice this is our main sound for that as this ER combination. Okay? So once you get that done, we're ready to move on. All right, so let's read some words with this sound. How about the word verb? You're going to hear a lot more of that as we go through the year, but you probably remember a verb from first grade is an action word. Term. A term for an action could be a verb, right? So we can kind of think of it using that word in there too. Faster. Somebody might say, go faster, faster. So you're hearing that sound at the end. Here's our root word. We hear it in the word verse. S. And there's that SE that we practiced in past. How about number? Okay, so we know what a number is, and we think about this number. Sister. And maybe you have a sister at home. Sister. Perfect. Hopefully you like to get things perfect. Modern. If it's not ancient, like we're studying in our listening and learning, we might call it modern. Modern. Nerve. We have nerves in our body, right? But you might also say, you have the nerve to do that. Cavern, like a cave, right? So a cavern in the mountains. And now let's stop, stretch a little bit before we get into our story, because I get to read a little bit of a story to you again today. So let's get up, let's take a break, stretch a little bit, and I'm going to give you an word. Batter up. So I want you to act at home like you're getting ready to swing that bat. So you're going to be batter up. You can even say batter up at home to practice that sound. So just get that bat ready, get in that stance, and batter up, okay? Try another one. How about wave 10 fingers? Practice our So you might give somebody a wave of 10 fingers. We do that in my classroom. When somebody does something good, we go, woo! Okay? So we're waving 10 fingers. We call it the 10-finger wave. All right, pucker your lips. Maybe you're gonna kiss your dog or your mom or your dad or somebody nearby, and you're gonna pucker your lips. Okay? That's again. And then we have shiver. And shiver is when we're trying to just shiver up, right? So we're shivering. And so you might act like you're shivering. And if you're at home and you can think of some other words, pause the video and practice acting those words out. See if you can come up with your own. All right, welcome back, boys and girls. Let's keep going. We're going to be reading the next story in our reader called How the Hedgehog Tricked the Hare. And what I'm going to do today is read some of this story to you, and you're going to finish it at home on your own, okay? So I'm going to just kind of get you started. But before we jump into our reading, let's think about what we read yesterday, the hare and the hedgehog. What was happening in that story? Okay, so remember the hare and the hedgehog were going to do what? They were going to race, right? You might remember who won that race. Well, we've got to read this story today to find out who wins this race between the hedgehog and the hare. So, think about your characters. We had the hedgehog and the hare. Where was our setting? We kind of saw the inside of the hedgehog's home. We also saw them sitting outside in the yard, or kind of a fenced-in yard at some place. Okay, and then the plot of the first part of the story was that they were setting it up. Remember, the hedgehog was challenging the hare to that race. So we've got a little problem going on, and we've got to think about how's that problem going to get resolved. All right, before we do that, let's get into some spellings that we're going to see in our story. We're going to see and practice the ER, as in the word stern. What does stern mean? Okay, so I want you to listen for that word in your story. And stern is, when you get to that, look at the context, the sentence that word sits in, and I bet you're going to pick up the fact that it was very kind of like strong, stern voice, right? That might be how they use it. Multi-syllable words that have this sound, such as the word we looked at earlier, perfect, powerful, clever, runner, puckered. We just did practice to puckering our lips, right? Puckered. And then we have two-syllable words, outlined. And remember, when you get to these words that are two syllables or multi-syllables, remember our clue is to try to cover up the word part that you don't recognize and see if you can sound out the rest of it and then put them together. And if you get hung up, just go back to the beginning of the sentence and start again until you get it right, okay? All right, so let's keep going. I'm going to read part of the story to you now about how the hedgehog tricked the hare, and I want you to think, were your predictions? Remember, we predicted in the last lesson about whether the hare or the hedgehog was going to win. So we're going to have to figure that out. And when you get done, you're going to complete worksheet 10.4 when you're done reading the story. All right, so how the hedgehog tricked the hare. Where was it I left off? Asked Mike's dad. The hedgehog was telling his wife the plan to trick the hare, said Mike. Oh, got it, said his dad. The hedgehog made a map of his plan. He pointed to the map and outlined his plan to trick the hare. The hare and I will race from down by the fence up to the house on the hill, the hedgehog said to his wife. I need you to stand next to the house. Stand in a spot where the hare can't see you, and be on the lookout, my dear. The hedgehog's wife nodded and said, Your map is clear. I will be there. The hedgehog went on. When the hare gets close, you must pop out and shout, There you are! What took you so long? But when you do this, make your voices deep and stern like my voice. The hare can't tell one hedgehog from the next. If you sound like me, he will think you are me, and he will think that he has lost the race." "What a clever plan," said his wife. "It's perfect." And there you can see a picture of the hedgehog making the plan and explaining it to Mrs. Hedgehog there, and how the hare is in between the two of them. That's a good picture to kind of sum that page up. She puckered up and kissed him on one of his cheeks, where he had no spikes. The hedgehog handed his wife the map. After his meal, the hedgehog went to the fence. His wife went up to the house on the hill. The hedgehog and the hare lined up. "All set?" said the hare. "All set," said the hedgehog. "Run!" said the hare. The hare bounded off. He was a fast and powerful runner. In a flash, he ran down the hill, past the well, and up to the house. When he got to the top of the hill, there was a hedgehog standing next to the house. What's the expression on the hare's face? Take a look at that and versus the expression on the hedgehog's face. So I'm going to leave you there, boys and girls. You go ahead and finish it on your own and see who wins this race. So you should be able to look for those ER spelling words that you found in your story and continue reading how the hedgehog tricked the hare. So for now, boys and girls, I wish you the best. Have a great one. Bye-bye.